Alright, let's get this stream started. And let me turn the music down a bit. Okay, that's still this loud. Maybe that's alright. Right. Anyways, this is all my my royalty free, or this is like music I can use. But hey guys, hey, good evening, everybody. So I think the channel has passed 200,000 subscribers, and geez, that's crazy. All right, let me see. I think this music might still be a bit too loud, so let me just change it. See if we can find something better. All right, maybe put on shuffle. All right, hey guys, where are you guys from? See some people from New Zealand, people from Turkey, from Germany, from Canada. That's awesome. So over here right now, it's 9:45 in the evening. Staying in tonight, well, especially because of the coronavirus situation. And try not to go out too much. All right, guys. We just passed 200,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you so much for all your support these many years leading up to this moment. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, thanks everybody. And I know for people who have been following me on Instagram, you probably have heard, well, you've seen the post, but I guess I'll let you guys know as well for people who don't know. I had a big accident last week. It wasn't my fault. Essentially, I was just driving down a road, minding my own business, just a minute from my house, and I was just passing this intersection. This old lady in a BMW just drives right in front of me, crosses the intersection, and I T-boned her while I was driving the Roadster. So the Roadster is well, it's beyond repair. So very, very crushed about that, but I'm extremely thankful to be alive, and I'm counting my lucky stars. It's pretty great. All right, guys. Let's see if I can answer a few questions here. So let's. How's the quarantine? So Japan isn't in quarantine yet. We're just in a state of emergency, which means that the government has the power, the jurisdiction to, well, from my understanding at least, to call a state of, well, it's in a state of emergency, but they can call a quarantine, but it hasn't happened yet, so people are still out and about. All right, let's see. When are you making the new video with Real Life Takumi? So me and Jen are really, really good friends. He's a bit sick right now. I really hope he gets better, and so once he gets better, once the weather gets a little bit better, we're gonna go and hang out, and I will film some stuff with him. I actually have been filming a lot of stuff over the years. I've been planning this really big documentary, which really goes into like a lot of depth, and I feel like the footage is like 80% there, so I might just cut it and just release what I have, just because this Corona thing is indefinite. All right, let's see. The Roadster, how much power was it making? I mean, I don't know. I never dynoed it, but it's probably making stock power. I mean, it only had, just the headers and an exhaust. It wasn't tuned or anything. However, it did sound for some reason like it had ITBs. Like, I don't know, just the way the engine sounded. But it was probably making around 130 horsepower or something. Right. What else? How's the Subaru Forester? Guys, the Forester is amazing. It is, as I thought it would be, it is pretty much the best all-around daily life vehicle that's just super fun to drive around, super comfortable, and it's fast. It's fast as hell. Let's see, what else? Any plans on looking into the S2K? You'll have to find out soon. Got some interesting announcements to make. All right. What is going to happen to the Roadster? Are you going to salvage it? Um, Unfortunately, guys, the frame is bent. I can show you guys a picture. Maybe let's have a look. Um, yeah, it's pretty devastating. But the frame has been bent like a banana. So imagine like a car is like this. Basically, the impact kind of crushed everything like that. So from certain angles, you can see it's a lot more noticeable in person. Geez, I hate looking at these pictures because it's just so sad to look at. The Roadster has been part of, I guess you could even say, 200,000 people's lives in a sense. I guess through following my journey with it, you guys were able to live vicariously a little bit through that. Um, but here, let me show you that picture. Oh yeah, here's what kind of happened. Uh, you can see that it was a pretty bad accident with this BMW. Um, and here's a picture of the like how bent it is. You guys look over there. So yeah, so you can see how the frame got really bent, and actually when you look at one part of it, it's been folded over like a piece of like origami. Let me show you right there. Right there. That's crazy. But yeah, so well, it happened, and I'm just glad that nobody got hurt. I walked away from that, and it's definitely given me a new perspective about life, and just to treat every day with a bit of reverence, and I'm just thankful to be alive. To be honest. All right, let's see what other questions I can answer here. Let me try to answer questions a little bit more quickly. Okay. Are you making separate documentaries for Real Life Initially and Kanjo Racing? Yes, I'm still working on the Kanjo documentary. I've got all the footage. I've just been really busy with, to be honest, with work. As you guys have seen, I haven't put up a video in a few weeks, even maybe a month or so. And work has just been really crazy, especially with the coronavirus thing. So. Fortunately, I still have a job. I'm just really thankful for that because obviously, you need to have a job here in Japan so that you can have a visa. All right. If the street racing drifting scene is still alive in Japan, how does it compare to the scene 20 years ago? Well, from what I've talked to from people back in the day, it was really, really, a lot more part of like youth culture back in the day. Whereas nowadays, it's kind of like a lot more niche. Back then, 20, 30 years ago, people didn't have social media, didn't have phones. The way people kept in contact was to actually pick up the phone and call each other, and then go meet at a place. And if you weren't there, then there'd be no way to actually figure out where anybody was. And you just go home, right? So I guess that's why people got really good at like meeting up, and that's, I don't know, I'm just hypothesizing here, but maybe that's why one reason why the culture was so strong back in the day. All right. What are we going to do? What are we going to do after the accident? I've made it a goal to get an S2000, and I really hope that it's a yellow S2000, and I hope it'll be able to pay homage to the Roadster, to the Miata. So it'll basically be the Banana Roadster version 2. All right. I wish you many blessings on your endeavors. Thank you so much. If you ever plan to come around the San Francisco, California area, yeah, actually, a couple of years ago, I actually went to, where was it? Around LA, and some of the guys there took me out for a crazy night out, and you guys have an awesome scene out there in the canyons. All right. Greetings from Japanik. Hey, all my Turkish bros. Thanks. Like, Japanik is such a great guy. I just saw him just yesterday, with Captain. If you haven't seen their amazing channel, JDM Masters, you have to check it out. It's one of the best channels on YouTube, in my opinion, if you're into cars. Take the engine and transmission from the crashed MX-5 and engine swap a new one. The radiator crashed into like the engine body. You know, it's leaking everywhere. I mean, to be honest, like I hate even thinking about it, but um, even if it were to be repaired, I wouldn't feel safe driving around with my loved ones in it. I feel it's compromised, and I feel it's in a sense, I feel like the Roadster, in its final gift to me, basically saved my life. And in the process, it's time to let it go. So it's in Roadster heaven, I guess. All right. When did you start to like Japanese culture? Um, I think when I really first started to like Japanese culture was when I first came to Canada. This was in 1998, and there were a couple reasons. The first reason was for folks living in Canada, uh, it Saturday mornings, I believe, there's a channel called I think YTV, and I remember really early in the morning they would play Pokemon, uh, and and before that they would also play Sailor Moon. And actually, at the time, I really wasn't interested in Sailor Moon or Pokemon, and I was getting up to watch this show about video games, uh, and but my sisters would always wake up the same time to watch Sailor Moon. And so it turned into this arms race where I would try to wake up a little bit earlier, and and each week I would wake up like half an hour earlier, and then eventually I realized that at like 3 in the morning, um, on another channel called what was it called? Uh, Teletoon, I think. They would play Japanese anime, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And that was kind of like my first exposure to anime through like Macross and Ninja Scroll. And the other big catalyst I think was Final Fantasy VII and Gran Turismo, and I think that just really that's where my love for Japanese culture came from. All right. Okay. How many kilometers on the STI, on the Forester STI? So it has just over 90,000 kilometers now. So for a Japanese car, for a daily that I intend to keep for a long time, I was really adamant that it have really low kilometers. So whatever car I get, I'm sure that I want to get it at around like 85,000 or less kilometers, so I can really enjoy the car feeling new for as long as possible. All right, let's see. What would you recommend to somebody who loves JDM culture and wants to visit Tokyo someday? Is it viable to rent a car in Japan? Well, actually, I do JDM tours, where basically, you come with me and hang out, and yes. And the last one I did, we actually went to Gunma, and we stayed up all night, and we actually went to Haruna, and we met a bunch of street racers, and it was literally exactly like what you would see in one of my videos. So if you're interested in participating, I suppose, in one of those, reach out to me through my email, and I believe you can see my email in the description of the channel. But if you want to look it up now, it's albo.agunde at gmail.com. Send me an email. And the thing is, with the coronavirus thing, I've temporarily stopped doing them, just for safety, of course. But once this whole thing clears up, hopefully later this year, I'll definitely start doing them again, because it's been a ton of fun to hang out with viewers and fans and be able to show them a piece of this real life. All right, let's see. Oh, hey man, thank you for the super chat. That's really cool. What do you think about the automotive scene in Chiba and Saitama? Because that's where I plan to move to. Yeah, that's right. If I remember correctly, you're a truck driver, right? In Chiba and Saitama, it's kind of like a more blue collar type of area. It's really, it's there's a Yankee kind of culture there, and by Yankee, it's what I mean is kind of like a it's a really hard concept to explain. Kind of like a Japanese. Um, hmm. Okay, just look it up. Look up Yankee, Japanese Yankee, Yanki, and they're kind of they got the super dyed hair, and then sometimes they drive like the Bosozoku bikes with the crazy huge rear seat, and some of them um, end up becoming like hosts or they work in they're kind of like really like a this is kind of like a blue collar area. Although that being said, Chiba was very large. Saitama was very large, uh, um, and like Disneyland is in Chiba, and Saitama is just directly south of where I was living in Gunma. It's a very large area. Uh, I guess all I can say is good places to live. You know, I have a couple of friends in the Hunters who live there, and it's a good place to get into cars because you know you can buy a car, and on the weekends you can come hang out at Daikoku Futo, and you can be part of the car culture. And it's guys, it's really possible. I think one thing I've tried to show through my videos is that you know you can actually uh, find a way to come to Japan, get a car, find a way to live here, and be part of it. And it's a really interesting time in history where that's possible. All right, let's see. Sorry, guys, I see all these questions just coming, but I keep I end up going on these long tangents. All right. Is it easy to live in Japan without knowing any Japanese? Um, I think you can definitely live here, if depending on your job. Um, I know a lot of people who have come here as English teachers, and then they really haven't put in a lot of effort into learning the language, but somehow they managed to carve out a life here. So it's possible, but at the same time, it's not that hard to learn Japanese if you find a reason to, and uh, maybe it's finding like a girlfriend or something, or maybe it's getting into a hobby like getting the cars, and you come here and you figure out how to buy a car. Like it's a whole difficult process, but using the internet, you can figure it out. And then get in the cars, you make some friends, and then learning Japanese actually becomes like 100 times easier because you have a reason to. All right, let's see. What is the best time of the year to do something like that? Um, April versus November. Both are good. I would say, uh, except for like the dead of winter. Actually, no, even then it was pretty good. Uh, I think we're talking about my JDM tours. And I've been doing them throughout the year. I've been doing like a 2 or 3 a month, and for every single month, they've been great. They've been really interesting. So let me know. Reach out to me, and maybe we can set something up. All right. Would you ever consider making your own vinyl sticker? I love to rock an Albo sticker. Really, for real. I mean, I was thinking about it. I just thought it would be very uh, pretentious. um, but yeah, I mean, I guess I could make it, and just as a joke, just for fun, maybe Albo or Albo Media, and actually, interestingly, Albo is the name of a chocolate bar, I believe. Back, well, not back, but like I think it's somewhere in Europe. There's a brand of chocolate bars called Albo. Uh, Maybe I'll make that into a vinyl or something, and you guys will know where that comes from since you watch this live stream. All right, let's see. How did you study Japanese? Well, um, you know what? When it came to Japan, I couldn't speak Japanese at all. Really, I mean, I picked up a few words here and there from anime, and I was able to uh, understand a lot more than I could speak, especially at the beginning. Definitely, there was a lot of deliberate effort on my part. So in that stuff, like looking for websites that are good for studying, looking for books, and committing to studying every day for 30 minutes a day or an hour a day. And you know, over time, it just becomes part of your lifestyle, and then you find reasons to use Japanese in your life. So that's the most important thing, because if you're just studying and you have no nowhere to talk to anybody. You're not getting any input, and you're not getting any opportunity for output. It's very difficult to. It's not even a difficulty thing. It's just like your your rate of improvement will be very slow. But if you find some reason to use Japanese, like perhaps, for example, you join a martial art and you speak Japanese to, like, let's say the Japanese sensei there, or the example I gave earlier, like maybe you find like a Japanese girlfriend or something, and then it's like that. You're just gonna start picking it up like a sponge soaking up water. All right, guys. Let's see. I'll probably do this stream for like another 10 minutes or so. Um, it's already gone for 20 minutes. I'll do it for a full 30 minutes. And let's see, any other questions I can answer here. So, are you getting any insurance money from the Miata crash? I think so. I think I will, but I'm still waiting, and hopefully we will. All right. Did you ever go to Osaka and meet No Good Racing Club? Yes, I do. I did. They're crazy. They're super crazy. Are you a Hashiriya? In this, in the sense that I love driving. I love taking my cars out for drives on the toge, and back when I was younger, when I was in Gunma, like I actually was a bit more aggressive, like like I guess street racing, like meeting people and on a toge and trying to race with them. But I always found that I could never keep up because, well, for one thing, I just didn't go out as much as them. The guys who are out on the toge are really, really maniacs about it. They'll go like 2 or 3 times a night, and they'll spend all their money on the gas to get there and on tires, and they're just all about it. Meanwhile, I was trying to make my way through living in Japan. Just trying to afford living here while putting away a little bit of money, just trying to enjoy car life without crashing my car. So, I mean, I was never that fast. Um, and actually, now that I've met Captain the past couple of years, uh, Captain has really been instrumental for me in learning how to drive fast and having driving with actual technique and with theory instead of just sending it through turns. And yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend that you guys actually study how to become a faster, good driver. All right, guys, let's see. Any other questions? Rich Chaser. Interesting. I'll definitely give this channel a look, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. All right, let's see. Is this stream still going all right? I think it's going all right. All right, let me just stop this music, and for the last 8 or so minutes, I'll just cut the music. And are there any good questions I haven't answered yet? What happened to the unchronicled episodes, man? All right, so the last part of that documentary, or the unchronicled series, the most recent one I've been working on, it's edited, but then I got into that crash, and um, well, I thought, well, for one thing, I had a lot of life to deal with, so I just haven't got around to posting it. But also because there's some sensitive content in it, so I thought it's better to put releasing that on hold for a little bit. Is the work life in Japan hard for a foreigner? So, I can only speak to my circle of friends, and within that, there's like a lot of English teachers, which is probably like one of the easiest jobs in the world, to be honest. It's hard to do it really well and to make a difference in young people's lives, but if you just want to coast and just be like a lot of companies will hire folks with like no experience, and more reputable companies or organizations like Jet will have like a higher standard, but there are some companies which will hire people to come to Japan, and a lot of people have like no experience teaching, but they somehow still manage to survive. And so in that sense, it's not that hard to work at a Japanese school. Uh, but working at a Japanese company, on the other hand, that's a completely different thing. And uh, as a foreigner, I would not recommend it just because, well, for the experience maybe, but I think long term, the culture difference is very, very vast, and so we have very different ideas of what constitutes to be a normal uh, work-life balance and amount of um, overtime and things like that. So what I would recommend for you guys is if you're going to come to Japan is um, come work at a foreign IT company and work as a yeah, especially if it's like an American IT company, like let's say like Twitter or Google or Facebook, and you know, I say that like it's easy to walk into. It's it's more a lot more possible than you think. And one of the ways that I would recommend doing it is by going through a recruitment agency. And basically, you go there, you submit a profile, you create a profile, and they're going to help you find a job in a field that you're interested in. And if you have some experience from back home, like let's say like social media or like marketing or some sort of marketable skill, you can come to Japan as an English teacher, make your way to Tokyo, and get a job. Even as a recruiter, I've talked about this in previous videos. It's a job that requires almost no Japanese. So those are several options. All right. Let's see. Oh, Clinton, thank you for another super chat. That's really cool, man. Which arcade did you go to that had Battle Gear 4? So that was an arcade in Atsugi. I'm pretty sure it was the Atsugi Game Center in Kanagawa. Atsugi Game Center. Atsugi. Just a second. Atsugi Game Center. Alright. Yeah. It's called Kanagawa Leisureland Atsugi. So yeah, this is it. So for you guys who haven't seen, it is a very retro-ish arcade. Let's see if I can show you a picture right there. It's yeah, check it out. It's Kanagawa Leisureland Atsugi. It's a really cool place. All right, guys, we're coming up on 30 minutes. I'll let this go for a few more minutes. And yeah, thanks for donating to the super chat. I will go and get some katsu or something or some ramen. Or maybe just make something at home. Probably shouldn't go out. Probably dangerous. All right, let's see. Working as an English teacher, not as a native English speaker. I mean, probably difficult. To be honest, I mean, I don't want to crush your dreams. There's definitely check if your country has the JET program, and if you find yourself if your English level is really high, if you're not a native speaker but you speak like a native, then you might be able to find a job. But I mean, like think about it from the perspective of like the students. If you were studying a language, would you want to learn from somebody who was not a native speaker? So, in that sense, not that I'm dissuading anybody from coming to Japan as an English teacher. It's totally fine, but just think about it. Is it the right role for you and for the people that you're going to be working with? And there's a lot of ways to come to Japan. It's just you got to do some research. So after this, if you're interested, sit down for the next 2 hours and just Google and watch YouTube videos and see how other people have done it. All right. Will you get another car, and what will it be? It's going to be an S2000. I'm really excited, and hopefully, well, I'm not going to say too much. All right. Did you really crash your MX-5? Yeah, it was crashed. It was pretty sad. Okay, last couple questions. Hope you're doing well. Are you doing okay with the COVID things? I mean, I'm trying to stay positive. Around the world, things are getting pretty bad in a lot of places, and so my heart goes out to all the folks in like places like New York and Italy. And I certainly hope that Tokyo is not going to get as hit as hard. But just that we're gonna keep taking it one day at a time, and just try to stay healthy. And I hope all you guys too, eat well, boost that immune system, because that's gonna be your strongest defense against the virus. And practice safe social distancing. and just be safe out there. And we're gonna get through this. It's gonna be a long year, but there's gonna be light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm looking forward to a lot of good memories in the future with all of you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna end this video, this live stream. It's been 30 minutes, and if you just came in now, maybe check out earlier in the video, and hopefully there was something that can interest you as well. But guys, I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for sticking with me and getting to 200,000 subscribers on the channel. It just completely blows my mind. And I think a lot of you folks who are watching are probably like my friends and family back home, and maybe even here in Japan. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support, and especially if I know you in person. Thank you for just being a good friend, and I hope I'll be able to continue making great content for you guys, and I'll just keep doing my best. All right, maybe one more question. Let's see. All right. All right. What will you do after this COVID thing? Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep following my dreams. Gonna keep working hard to try to produce like an amazing documentary series on a big platform. Like it'll be on TV, and then like one day, make a movie about this crazy culture in this life. So, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. It's a lot of fun to do this live stream. It's fun to talk with you guys. So I'll definitely try to do these more. And that's it. I'll take off. Thank you guys so much. And peace.